Welcome to The Lock Shop with Nielson and Hustler.
All right, happy Monday, everybody. It's 11:02, and you are with The Lock Shop, much like all of Edmonton Sports Talk, presented to you by our partners over at Play Alberta. Click on the EST specials page at Play Alberta. You'll see what we're brewing up for you. I've got a Dusty's Play of the Day up there right now, and we have the early bird bet for the Monday Nighter as well. You can find all of that there. Use our codes EST Sports and EST50, deposit 50, get $50 free bets. Huss will join us. He's on his way to Remus's house because Huss's place doesn't have any power. So he said he's probably going to be able to connect in about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. He'll take a quick victory lap for the Kansas City Chiefs, sneaking one out at home against the Indianapolis Colts, and then we'll dive into the Monday Nighter. But on short notice, once again, man who trying to kill the lock shop every single day, Matthew Owanek is with us. Matty, how are you, buddy?
I'm never trying to kill the lock shop fully.
Have you talked about the big news yet?
I haven't talked about the big news.
Maybe bring that up right now.
So what we're going to do on December 5th is have an extended lock shop from 10 until 12.
Oh, my God.
But the host of that lock shop will be myself.
Oh, my God. This is an all-time plot twist. So December
5th.
Is it going to be on the Hangout graphics? Just say it. You're blowing out the lock shop that day.
I could put the lock shop graphics on.
You're blowing out the lock shop that day.
I could put the lock shop graphics on.
So you're going to blow out half the Hangout? A show that you host?
Yes.
I like
for the other
commitment.
show that I host.
I like the commitment.
No, well, actually, everything might be blown out. Maybe we'll do a special something else. I don't know.
Actually,
December 5th,
special graphic show.
December 5th is the World Cup draw. I got to figure out how this draw is taking place. Where we're going to know who Canada's opponents are at the World Cup next summer.
We can't take the draw live, right?
I have a feeling that I think the company that employs you might get a little upset that we're. I mean,
odds are they wouldn't know anyway. But
we could do live reaction to it.
Okay,
like so it'll happen and we can go live with it.
What if you had it on in there on the TV in the middle?
Again, I think it could get us into trouble. I could put.
What if you blurred it out ever so slightly?
I could get an illegal stream of it that's not TSN.
Well, then nobody's going to come at us for that, I don't think. Well, you never know those FIFA guys.
The thing is, they say it's at 10 o'clock, so 10 until 11 is outright the Hangout.
Yeah.
But sometimes when they say these things, there's like an hour worth of like festivities before the draw actually begins or something like that. So I got to figure out when the draw actually is happening and then figure out what we're going to do with Edmonton Sports Talk. But I did come to you and say, look, you and Huss won't be on the air possibly that day in the form of the lock shop.
It's a Friday,
and
isn't
you
it?
then said yes. And then you said, well, then you've got to tell everyone about this. And I said, sure, I'll tell people. But I never said that it was going to be a Hangout.
Sounds like it's a Hangout. It starts in the Hangout. Sounds like the lock shop's getting blown out.
It's a 2-hour
not
lock
me,
shop.
it's him.
It could be the main host of the lock shop, some would argue.
Baptized Big Uke says, an extended Hangout disguised as extended lock shop. Something seems sus.
Again, the main host of the lock shop is going to be on for 2 hours that day.
Oh, my God. Listen to this guy. That being said, I am excited to see where the pots fall.
Yeah. Actually, in the end, it might not be the Hangout. It might not even be the lock shop. It might just be Edmonton Sports Talk presented by Play Alberta, World Cup draw special coverage.
Well, if that's what it has to be, then the lock shop will be blown out, and
yeah,
you can stop this facade as though you're saving the lock shop.
Well, no, it's again the main host will still be there, but the lock shop might still be happening depending on when this draw happens.
It depends when it's on. So lock shop is on standby as the most versatile show in the entire station.
Baptized Big Uke, the Hang Shop. We could just call it the Hang Shop or something. Yeah. It's a combination of both shows coming together.
The lockout sounds better than
maybe I bring Huss on that main TV between us.
Yeah, I got a lot of time for floating Huss head.
And it's just put him on the TV.
Yeah, on the other TV.
In the between.
Yeah, but it would look kind of like it's floating. Like, can you imagine?
Oh, floating.
Like,
I thought you said flown in.
Tight up. No. Tight up shot of Huss's head on the Hangout TV. I like that.
The lockout, December 5th. But then it's like a combining of the lock shop with the Hangout all into one. Boom. A special love child. I still just got to figure out the full logistics, but yes, the December 5th, the lock shop,
there'll be some flexibility
love,
December 5th.
which would be generally more focused on the NFL, won't be that possibly on December 5th. A heads up, if the lock shop does get blown out, that one is all on me. I do apologize to all the lock shoppers there. But we will see. Is the 2-hour Lock Shop show happening before the Super Bowl?
Yeah, why not?
And what time is it going to happen?
Wait, are we talking on Sunday?
No, on the Saturday or the Friday.
Oh, the Friday.
We're going to do a 2 hour.
Yeah, we're going to blow out an hour of hangout.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm taking an hour back this way.
So it's a fair trade, is what you're just saying.
Yeah, that's what you want. So maybe we're working on a trade right now.
Here?
The hangout might take an hour on December 5th. Lock Shop takes an hour the day Friday.
I'm going to want something else thrown in. That's just how you operate deals. I want a second round pick in the Rusty Truck Fantasy Football League.
No, why do I have to throw something in?
Well, because the Lock Shop, presented by Play Alberta. I mean, the title sponsor of the entire thing.
Edmonton Sports Talk, presented by Play Alberta, which is where the hangout plays.
It's true. Let's see here. Let's get to a couple of your messages over on YouTube today. Sobkirk says, it sounds like the first new episode of Talk and Sock on hiatus since April of 2022. I can see it now.
I think the last one I did was on the World Cup draw. Legitimately.
The last one.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Guys, I can see it now. Extended Hang Shop wins an Esty, furthering the disrespect. That would be...
be tough. It might be the path for Lock Shop to episode of the year. Just saying.
Look, I fully respect the nasties who vote on this stuff, but if a 2-hour soccer special wins show of the year, we're going to have to rethink everything we're doing.
Episode of the year.
Oh, for the Hangout episode.
An episode. No, for Lock Shop episode of the year.
No, I think it would be a Hangout episode of the year because
it could be both. You want Lock Shop and Hangout come together and celebrate joint celebration.
Sobkirk makes a good point. It better be Hernan and LTE on the Lock Hangout that day. We need some soccer. That was the plan.
The plan right now would be Hernan, Lieutenant Eric, and myself would be on this. I don't know if who we could get for maybe a possible fourth, and we would do a live talk about the draw. I could do a draw.
Who could you get as the fourth?
I'd have to go maybe like a DVD possibly, or if it stays in house, or maybe Scott Laurie would be a good one.
He was a soccer nerd, old Redbeard.
You also got Hernan's nephew.
Oh yeah, I was going to suggest him actually. All right, 780-218-9999 is where you can chime in. Let us know what you hit this weekend. Let us know what you didn't hit this weekend. Maddie, it is quite funny actually that Destiny is putting us together on a desk on the day that you're 2 years removed from stepping out as commissioner of the EST drafts for a moment that none of us actually recall, except for you.
I have it.
You have it?
I have the text.
Okay, so what happened? I don't remember why you bailed on us.
I would like to point something out to this once I find the text again.
So you're drumming up texts from 24 months ago right now.
I just need to find it.
This is right on par. I love it.
Give me a second.
This was the Saturday Night Live draft. And some people were saying you said that once you take Will Ferrell, you can't take any other Will Ferrell characters or something, and then it was off the board, and you couldn't take any other sketches with Will Ferrell in it.
I'd just like to point out that what we actually are celebrating today is the 2 years of Dusty and, well, Jay is part of this too, not getting their way and throwing a tantrum.
We threw the tantrum. You quit.
Dustin Nielson, 7:24, November 23rd.
In the morning.
This was the day before. No, PM.
Oh, PM.
I'd like to point out where this all bled from. Commish call, but I think that would be best. So it was my call. It was to be my call.
Before the draft?
Yeah, while we're discussing
things.
Before
the draft.
The night before, Jay asked a question. I can read that right away. I'll read that right away, but I just want to point this out there. That even Dusty said it's the Commish's call, but... And then when it didn't rule in their favor, they lost their mind and threw a massive tantrum, and they were going to do their solidarity on the next day.
We didn't kick you out, though. You got up and left.
No, you guys were doing a solidarity. We're going to do this, and you guys were going to do different things. And then I gave you guys the chance where you guys didn't have the balls again.
What chance?
To fire me. I gave you guys outright the chance. I gave you first the chance.
No, you resigned. You walked out. I remember that part.
I left to let you guys discuss, and I said, fire me. Like, have it. And then you guys came back like, well, no, we don't want to do that because you didn't want to do it.
And then you stepped down.
And then
you stepped away.
Yeah. You guys didn't even have the guts to fire me.
Okay, what was the debate about, though?
Question. I know that the commission has allowed the quote-unquote sketch category to overlap in terms of cast members. Can the commission also allow quote-unquote celebrity impersonations to overlap as well?
Sorry, say this again from the start. I wasn't.
Question.
Okay.
I know that the commission has allowed the quote-unquote sketch category to overlap in terms of cast members. Can the commission also allow quote-unquote celebrity impersonation to overlap as well? Just thinking of what's best for the draft. I said no.
That's a classic Luke, I think. Just thinking of what's best for the draft.
And I said no.
You said
It
no.
was commission's call.
And I said commission's call.
You said commission's call.
Yeah.
And as a commission, it is my call. I made a ruling. You guys
horrible
didn't like
ruling,
it.
but-
Well, that's fine. You guys
Yeah,
didn't
that's
like it, and then you
true.
guys threw a
Horrible ruling,
tantrum. The four of you threw tantrums.
All four of us.
Led by you and Jay.
But Eric and Tommy were also
They were
attention.
part of it.
Oh, boy.
Absolutely. All you guys threw a tantrum. So then in the end, that's a commission has to make those rulings. This isn't a democracy. This isn't, let's all vote on this. No, commission's job was to make rulings. I made a ruling, whether you agreed or not. Now, you guys didn't agree with it. So then I gave you guys the ability to get rid of me. Because, hey, just like in the NHL, NFL, the owners have the right to get rid of the commissioner. I gave you guys the chance, and you didn't want to take it. So I did a favor for you.
Do you regret stepping away?
Absolutely not. Because the
A little bit, maybe?
No. I get an hour off for my hangouts.
You had this is
VR
not the
is on
first
my board.
controversy
Hashtag
from Matty
Matty
Iwanika's
is
commission.
right. Y'all are babies. Thank you.
I mean, look, I'm not going to say we're not when it comes to drafts. Things get a little carried away.
Yeah.
But, I mean, this wasn't the first time we had an issue with Commissioner Iwanika.
Sure.
Right?
And how many issues have you guys had with Commissioner Quinn? You guys always are having issues with the commissioners. It's not you guys just have issues because, well, actually,
you know what happened last
it's
draft?
you and Jay that are issues.
Last draft, there was no issues.
Because you and Jay feed off of each other.
Glue guy, are you listening to this?
Yeah, I called him out for that one before all of that. But it's now you have another commissioner, and there's issues that you guys have with her, and people have.
I got no
with
issues with Quinn.
because it all comes by you guys.
He's hanging all the draft drama ever on you and me.
I know.
This guy.
I've done this
Can you
before.
believe
This isn't
guy?
new.
Never heard anything like this.
You guys feed off of each other. Why do when you're not around or when you're not around or you have to be quiet? It's all of a sudden the draft goes nice and smooth. When Jay and Dusty can't talk to each other and play off each other, and Jay can't
Turn
poke
on mic
Dusty
one
the
there,
right
Jay.
way,
I think that's
and
one.
then they can we all know this is the case.
Glue guy, do you actually think this is the case?
No, of course he's
I
gonna
didn't
say
think
no.
so. I didn't think so.
Oh
I knew
yeah,
it.
again, you
I
guys
knew
playing
it.
off each other.
I knew it.
Let's get the two guys together so that they can
Who
play off
has
each
been
other.
the only person ever penalized? Tom. Who's been the only person to ever walk out? Eric. Justice for LTE.
Because you guys poke the buttons of them. You guys push those
That's a valid
buttons for
point,
them.
though.
You
Well,
guys
how
are
do we
always
push Eric's
you
buttons?
guys
Nothing.
always make your little comments
and I
during
are
the
always
draft.
tight.
You guys are saying your certain things so that things can work.
Eric didn't walk out because of us. He walked out because of you.
walked out because of you.
Eric.
He's walked out. He walked out on Commissioner Quinn as well.
He walked out on Quinn too?
Yes.
Well, that's his
Because
thing. That has
you
nothing
guys
to do with
push
us.
these buttons and you guys push these things where they are. Last draft, you weren't in it. It went fine. The draft, you couldn't speak. It went fine. The Halloween draft, when you weren't there, it went fine. What's
No, it
the
wasn't.
common
Trev blew
denominator
it.
between all of these? Jay and Dusty can't go together
I
and
don't-
push
I
each
don't-
other.
I don't think that's the case.
I think this is outrageous.
This is unbelievable.
This claim is-
sorry
You're
the
not even
truth
you're not
hurts.
even in the draft anymore.
I am
and you're
sorry.
still creating drama.
I am sorry.
Yeah, you're the one
truth
creating
hurts.
this drama. This was not an issue. This has never been an issue. You're the one that instigated this.
No.
VR
This-
says Eric's walked out on Quinn twice.
Yeah.
So.
And here,
this came up
Dusty
with
and
the
I
other.
are getting
This came
blamed.
up with the other question because we're all trying to figure out. We had another clean draft. How did you guys have another clean draft?
Tommy's pretty much been suspended.
Because
Yeah.
the two of you are because you guys
Tommy
push
cheated.
all.
We've
of these
never done
buttons.
anything that
You
has led
guys
to any
all
supplementary
do
discipline.
This. You guys work together and you do it in your ways where you guys say the right things. You know what to say. to
Tom
other-
literally got caught cheating. Literally.
On purpose. He did it on purpose.
He did what was outlined. He followed the rules.
Oh, okay. He broke the worst rule in team
Doesn't matter.
sports
And
team activity is the gentleman's rule.
And he
broke
part,
it.
yeah, okay. But then the other ones, he accepted the penalties.
And Dusty and I are controversial.
Never done anything bad in entire drafts.
All we've done is love.
When the two
Sorry
of
that
you,
a couple of guys
when
who are
the-
passionate about drafts,
Yeah.
when the
never
two
broke
of you
any
are
rules
together,
It's all blamed on
great.
us.
It's great. Things go nice and
Passionate
smooth.
about each other.
Look at this one. Old Gil says it was Iwanika that goaded Tom and gave him the idea.
For one of those
That
things
is true.
was- no,
but
us
for
and
the most
Belsey.
controversial one, Jay and I had a
That's
meeting that day.
But that wasn't
and I remember
during
being
the
like,
draft.
Maddie's feeding Tommy this
We're
idea.
talking about during the draft.
Yeah, but you shouldn't be
those 2 hours,
impacting
there's-
draft punishments by by being on the hangout the next day. It was the next day. It wasn't even the day of the
Belzy
draft.
and I were having conversations. We're throwing
Matty,
things
you
out
know
there.
it. You're not the commission anymore, but you still have your fingerprints all over this.
Double teaming, because the two of you have to be
expect us
together.
to do?
Because you have to come into because Dusty can't do it by himself. Because the two of you have to do it together.
We're trying to keep the draft together in general. Eric's walking out. Tommy's cheating. You're quitting on us.
And things go smooth when the two of you aren't together. Things go completely fine. And we have just wonderful drafts where we could focus on the results of the draft
if
when the two of you aren't together. Coincidence?
That we want rules to be held up properly. And we want proper
rules?
explanations.
What rules? I gave them.
Proper explanations to things. I'm talking even post.
The rules.
Sometimes we just want Quinn to lay things out properly.
Commish, your call. And then you guys throw a tantrum. And it was the two of you that led the charge on that one. That's what we're celebrating the anniversary.
I think the entire
two
group.
Of you
the entire group turned on you.
Cry because you got those two into it, but it was the two of you having a little cry in the text message. Then it came on the morning show the next day, and then Jay starting the solidarity thing.
I can't take this
because
anymore.
the two of you.
I'm leaving.
Oh my God! Look what you've done.
Yeah.
Look at this. Everything was fine.
The truth hurts.
Dusty look at what you just.
He brought this up.
He's gone.
He brought up the 2-year anniversary of this. He brought this up. So in the end, the truth hurts you guys.
Well, you
but
know
now
what?
I feel like you guys need to know the truth.
You know what?
You guys are big boys.
Yeah, you know what? I'm glad I'm out of the drafts. I'm glad I got below the because it's so much hate now. It's a different world. There's everybody's got an angle. It used to be just be a fun conversation, and yes,
It never
we'd poke
was that.
fun. Yes, we'd have fun with it. But now it's taken on its own. Look at what just happened, man.
Because Dusty's going for an Esty. He's taking the Lock Shop Pro episode of the year right now. That's what Dusty's going for. Or he's going for, if we have enough exit of the years, that's part of Lock Shop. But now in the end, once again, who's the main host of the Lock Shop? It is Matt Iwanek. So when December 5th we do a World Cup thing, it is still not a shot at the Lock Shop because I still will be on the air. Because I would never walk out on the Lock Shop. I would never get up in the middle of the Lock Shop and walk away. #Justice for the Lock Shop.
Would you like me to fill in, or do you want?
I have no idea what's happening. We could get into other things here. Yeah, Lars K saying I win in the end. So I don't know what. Duck Dad. Wow, Dusty just walked out on Lock Shop host Matt. Casino Dealer J. Maddie inherits the Lock Shop now. #Justice for the Lock Shop, people. #Justice for the Lock Shop. You walked out on the Lock Shop. What a crime!
I didn't walk out on the Lock
Shop.
Shop.
You just did.
I would never walk out on Huss.
You just
There's
walked
one
out on the
thing in
Lock
here
Shop. Yeah, you walked out on the host of the Lock Shop.
There's one thing in here that's common. And you know who it is, Matthew Iwanek. I'm looking at you.
What did Big Uke just say?
What did Big Uke just say? Let me see. Host number 4 leaves. Shocker. Ouch. The Lock Shop started in my basement 5 years ago. I would never walk out on the show. I just happen to get busy sometimes.
This is kind of fun. I might just stay.
Feel free.
E-Town Beatdown text and it says, Eric's walking out, Maddie's quitting, Tommy's cheating, our pets' heads are falling off. That's exactly what that sounded
I
like.
resigned. You guys thought you guys didn't need me. I helped push you guys along. Do you guys think the drafts are better with me not around?
I didn't mind you in the drafts.
That wasn't the question.
I thought you were a little over controlling.
I will say
the current commissioner
is definitely has favorites. There's not even a question about that.
But are the drafts
and has led and interjected into the drafts far too often. You would at least sit there and shut up. This current commissioner interjects way too much, and
oh boy, here we go.
Not part of it right
beside
now.
you.
Oh boy,
bears the.
Why am I the favorite of Quinn?
She likes you.
You are the favorite.
Why? But what have I done?
This is full
What am I
outside
sorry
looking
for
in.
just making non-controversial picks and winning drafts?
Okay, because look, I get you just sour grapes and all that. No, legit, from the outside looking in, you make picks and Quinn goes great pick. She doesn't do that for money. She goes to you a lot.
The picks are great,
but she goes to you a lot, and she's like, "Oh, Dusty, that's an awesome pick," or something. And then with Tommy, he does something, and then she insults him.
Well,
There
Tommy
are-
insults her a lot too, though. I mean, that goes
Right,
both ways.
but it also-
that's a brother-sister
It
relationship.
started with her going after
It's
Tommy.
some sort of a relationship. I
It
don't know.
started that way. So, like, from the outside looking, like, just objectively speaking, she does have a favorite of you when you're making picks. And with Tommy, he got extra hate. She doesn't insult anyone else,
Yeah, but nobody else insults her.
but she started.
Eric's
it.
nice to her.
She's
I'm
the
nice to her.
commissioner. He
Reed and
walked
Jay are
out
nice
on
to her.
Eric walked out on her, and Quinn doesn't even go
But
after.
Eric's a lovable guy. Hashtag justice for LTE.
Oh, stop it.
Right? Like,
I just like there are legit
I
favorites
would
and
just say, I
non-favorites
think
that
the
she
heat
has.
that Tommy's brought on himself. First of all, he wants it. And
But it
two, it's
started before
deserved.
this. If you go back to those earlier drafts, she took the shots at Tommy before Tommy took shots at her.
I think it's close. This is all because Huss didn't have any power today. If there was power in Huss's neighborhood right now, this wouldn't be happening. All right.
Actually, speaking of that,
Yeah, is he connected?
Well, I was
Huss is
gonna
sitting there
say-
waiting to get in.
I'm gonna have to move that one screen over.
He'll be getting in here at some point. See, Big Maple says Eric lies to get free dessert. He does sometimes. Say it's a big
Bye,
birthday.
Jay.
See you later, glue guy. Hey, solidarity.
Exactly. You guys, solidarity between the two of you.
All right, 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. So the next draft we were talking about today, we're going to try to do one. You've been around. We've done a lot of Christmas drafts.
Yeah.
What else do you do in December, though? Like a generic winter draft?
Well, okay. Here's the thing, though. Reed's in this draft.
It's Reed, me, Eric, and then
We
TBD.
needed TBD.
Yeah.
So Tommy won't be in it.
Tommy will be out.
And Jay will have the ability to try to get back into it.
Yes, he will.
But if he doesn't get back into it, you do have two new people in a sense. And it's been like Christmas dinner.
So
we
you're
go
saying
back to
run
that.
back I see what you're saying.
we ran
You're
back
saying like
last
Reed's
year.
never done a Christmas draft.
Yeah, we
Actually, no.
or 2 years ago. One of them we
Reed
back.
did do. Didn't he step in for Jane Christmas draft last year?
Was it Christmas draft? We'll have to go check that one.
Hey, Reed, were you in the Christmas draft last year?
Oh, he was in the Christmas draft. But
He was.
okay, but that you guys did movies and TV shows again.
TV movies, like Christmas.
Yeah.
I'd have to look at it. Last year was like an overall general Christmas draft.
We could go back to, in a sense, and just try to tweak it in ways.
Christmas
the
movie draft?
entertainment, like
Christmas entertainment draft?
the dinner and the appetizers and the drinks, and is there a way there?
Here comes Reed. Reed was in Christmas draft last year. It was when he was a proxy for Glue Guy.
Am I here?
Yeah, you are there. Yeah.
Yes, I was in the Christmas draft.
That's when you drafted the dog taking the dump in the bed.
Little jingles.
Yes.
No, actually, Dustin. It was defecating and
sorry.
or vomiting on Grandma's bed.
That was the draft I didn't talk in.
Yes.
That was the draft I only held papers up in, but you were killing me in that draft. That was hilarious.
Well, thank you, Dustin.
Yeah, I thought that was really well done.
What's going on? Why was I summoned?
Oh, well, no, we're just
asking if you were in it or not.
we're in the next draft. We were wondering what we're going to do for the next draft.
Oh.
And we're like, oh, well, if Reed hasn't done a Christmas draft and whoever the new guy is, whoever gets in, hasn't done a Christmas draft, then we could roll back a modified Christmas draft. But we're trying to think of what other drafts you can do, like a winter draft or like something to do with the
Winter
holidays.
draft's a good idea.
Yeah, winter
done
draft's not
Favorite
bad.
winter activities.
Did we ever do a winter
sports,
draft?
Winter movies.
Thought we
But that
we sort of
it was with-
expanded
Yeah, it was kind of all that was just with Christmas though. I'm asking ChatGPT. We've done a Christmas dinner.
anticipated draft in December, whatever it is.
Oh, very much so.
I think so.
Very
I
much
think so. We just have to figure out exactly what it's going to be. You did the draft in last time. If Glue Guy wants back in, do you think there's any way Trev or Benny or Zach stand in his way? Because you drafted against those guys. We have to do a play-in. Right? It has to be a play-in draft.
And then I tied for first, by the way.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't rule out the young guys here. I mean,
think
they can
so?
come up with some clever stuff of their own.
So ChatGPT has a few things.
All right,
Okay.
so-
Okay.
I'm going to go
All
to
right,
some
bye, Reed.
that work.
Reed
Number,
Wilkins Show, 3-6. coming
number
up.
2, a different twist on this. Worst Christmas things draft.
But is there enough?
The worst Christmas song, traditions, gifts,
disaster,
treats,
Christmas disaster draft.
like things that like. So for the meal, what would you be like the worst Christmas thing to happen? You know, all that type of stuff.
Meatloaf.
There's a nostalgia draft. So things that have to be. So it's saying like best items for this year's Wish book or toys from the 90s or
the Wish
2000s or
book.
something.
I love it.
So like you can maybe define it a little more to eras or something. Holiday shopping draft, it says. Stores you would never survive Christmas shopping in. People you'd least want to shop for. Different ways. Christmas villains, annoyances draft. Winter stuff. That was.
It's got to be a Christmas draft. We can't do a random draft on like December 15th. That's not Christmas.
No, but that like I'm just trying to think how else you could do a Christmas in a way.
You know, Huss won a Christmas draft too, didn't he? What did Huss win? Huss won a movie draft, maybe. Christmas movie draft. He's going to join us here coming up shortly. Anyway, suggestions. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. I mean, I don't hate the idea. Drafts always sort out differently. Like it always, the apple from the tree always falls in a different direction, maybe, if it hits a branch. Like, just a nice festive spirit around a good old fashioned Christmas draft. You know?
Absolutely.
So maybe that's what we end up doing. All right, Maddie. Well, this has been a real something.
Hashtag justice for the lock shop. I would never on purpose walk out of the lock shop, but Huss is here, so I need to let host number 2 and Huss
I
and
have
host
to
number
walk
4
out on you. You're being ridiculous.
and host number 4 and Dusty take over. So here's Huss
All
and
right,
Dusty.
let's bring in Huss. Thank you, Maddie. I'll talk to you later. Huss, what's up,
Thanks,
my man?
Maddie.
You missed.
Well,
we might have an
can you hear
echo
me?
here, Maddie. Yeah, hang on. Yeah, no, it's good. There's just a bit of an echo, but Maddie will get that sorted out.
Okay.
How's the power situation in Winnipeg? Let's go there.
Well, it's not on at my place. So luckily Remus is good. Is the echo okay on your end?
Yeah, no, we're good now, buddy. We're good now.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Yeah, it was bizarre. Just getting ready for the shows, and then all of a sudden plunged into darkness. And
Weird.
I thought it would be maybe like a 5-minute thing, but no, Manitoba Hydro's got people around, and happened about a month ago or so.
I remember that happened a while ago. Yeah.
I was like it was like the one day where like, I'm going to stay home. I'm not going to go out to watch the games or anything like that. And like, oh, power's out. I guess I'm going to have to go to Wind City and watch the game.
Darn.
But you know what? Today was, I figured we get right into it. So much going on from the NFL yesterday. And then, so Remus is concocted. We've got like sort of a little second setup here. So we'll be able to
What
do
a clutch
WST.
guy, Remo, hey?
Yeah, you know what? You gotta have a guy, and he is definitely that guy. But yeah, so we'll be good to go for WST. Not a great weekend for the Jets. Yikes!
Yeah, that was tough. We're gonna get to that. Yes, I gotta ask. Were you in a Christmas draft with us one time? Did you win a Christmas draft?
Yes, I won the Christmas movie draft.
Yes. Okay, that's what I thought. So that Christmas movie draft was done at 1260. So we could run back a Christmas movie draft.
Yes, absolutely, you could.
It was funny because I remember you saying, I don't know anything about Christmas movies, but you won the Christmas movie draft.
Yeah, there was a lot of research for that one that was done. I needed to really lean on some people. I cast a wide swath with a number of things. Where did we end up with Die Hard that's a Christmas movie, right?
I can't remember what the ruling was on it, but I'm sure it was selected.
Yeah, and you would agree that Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
I mean, if I had to lean one, it's an action movie first, but it involves Christmas elements, so.
Vote in the chat. Yes or no, Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
This is already, even if we go Christmas draft, this is going to be, I remember the controversy coming out of that one. It was Eric took Trains, Planes, and Automobiles, and that's a Thanksgiving movie. And then there's a big argument that basically from Thanksgiving to Christmas, it's the same thing in the United States.
Everything's the holidays.
So, yeah, that was tough.
I agree.
Huss,
did you have Jahmyr Gibbs on any of your fantasy teams this weekend?
Buddy, remember when you said on Friday he might get 3 touchdowns? You know which league I have Jahmyr Gibbs in? The Spite League. And
nice.
in that league he was 54 points, 52 points. So Gibbs got me 52 points. The other guy has 86 total. So I like my chances.
If you're in full PPR, he was 60.4.
Was he really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
3 touchdowns, 213 on the ground, 11 catches for another 55 or so. Just one of the monster performances of all time. And it was so funny. I mean, when I saw he had that 3rd touchdown in overtime, I'm like, we were just talking about this. This could be, but man, listen, we can talk about Jahmyr Gibbs, and obviously we will, considering what he was able to do. But my God, Jameis Winston? Dude, did you see his touchdown? Like the catch?
I did. Nice move. Got around the defender, took it into the end zone.
You know, I was watching the Chiefs and we were watching the Packers and the Vikings, and I was kind of occasionally turning around behind it to the screen behind me. We were at the bar just before going over to the Jets game, which was at 3. And I'm like, oh, 19. Who's that? And, you know, kind of look around. And then we get back to it, and Jameis was throwing the ball. I'm like, wait a sec, he's 19. I had to quickly go back and like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah.
They did a flea flicker early on, and then the quarterback pass. Never a dull moment with Winston when he's playing. I'll say that.
We were joking this morning with Mike Tenier, who we had on, and I said, I got to see Jameis on a team every week. Like, it just, I don't care if he gets moved around all the time. He plays on 6 different teams. I want to see him starting because there's always a show. And my joke was, like, the offense calls into play and Jameis just goes, nope, we're going to run the flea flicker instead. So he calls like a flea flicker audible. And then the OC calls in another play and Jameis goes, nope, we're going to reverse it. I'm going to run down the field. You're going to throw it to me and I'm going to score it. Like, just ridiculous things, but they happen with this guy. So I was a little worried there in the first half of that football game. I knew Detroit would try to claw their way back. Didn't help with the spread, obviously. But
close call though for the Lions. That would have been a devastating
disaster.
Loss. It's kind of weird that both our teams were in a very similar position where they were actually on the outside looking in for playoffs.
Yeah, like not must wins, but almost must wins.
Yeah. Like, you know, losing a game at home to the Giants in the situation Detroit's in right now would have been devastating. I mean, not necessarily a season ender or anything like that, but it certainly would put a lot more pressure on some of the bigger games they've got a little later on. And how about that second half by the Chiefs yesterday? It
had to have it, didn't they?
It did not look good. Man, the defense stepped up. You know, there's a lot of things that you can really sort of build off of from that game from Kansas City's perspective. But the way they shut down, and I'm going to give Danny Dimes credit. I mean, the first half of the game, he was phenomenal. I think he was 16 of 18 for 190 yards or something and 2 touchdowns. The one thing the Chiefs did do very well, though, early on was not let Jonathan Taylor get going at all. And then in the second half, they put up basically a wall for Taylor. They started bringing a lot more pressure from Spags, and Danny Dimes had to like rip it very early, and it just was not connecting with his receivers. And then, I mean, listen, they should have won that game at the end of regulation. I mean, they had the opportunity to put it in for a touchdown. They end up, this was basically 1st and goal or so from about the 2. They lose 2 or 3 on the first down, and then credit to Indy, you know, they weren't able to get the completion for the first 2 and ended up kicking the field goal. And then Indy got the ball right off the bat, but the Chiefs stopped them, ended up moving down, easy peasy, Harrison Butker field goal. They win by 3. 2 pushes for me yesterday, Chiefs and Cardinals. Kind of frustrating, but again, better than losses. But all the big spreads were nuts yesterday.
It was crazy.
Detroit didn't cover. The Ravens didn't cover. If you got it at the end, I think it was 13.5 for the Ravens.
It was 14. I got it at 13.5 at like minus 117. And then it didn't matter. They only won by 13. And they did not look good in doing so.
No. And then what was the other big favorite?
Seattle was the other big one. And it was looking okay for a while. And then it fell apart. They still won.
No kidding.
But that was a killer.
Yeah. Cam Ward, they got a little bit of action there in garbage time. So there you go. The massive favorites. I think if you just blindly bet the underdogs, as sketchy as that feels, you'll probably end up on the right side more often than not. But yeah, big one. The Patriots survived the Bengals as well, which was a massive game for them.
How about the Eagles up 21-0 and blowing it 24 in a row for the Cowboys to come back and win that football game, man? Like, there's something. I don't want this to come across as an anti-Eagles take, because I'm not a pro-Eagles guy, but there's just something not right in Philly, right? When does this
all season long?
When does this when does this bubble burst? What's going on here?
Well, okay, first of all, hilarious. So, I mean, I missed the first part of the hockey game waiting for the Chiefs game to finish up. So then we went there and, kind of like into the second period, I'm checking what's going on in the late games. And I see it's 21-0 Eagles. And I had a Cowboys money line ticket. And I'm like, oh my God, wrong side of this one too. Great. And I wrote the game off. I was paying attention to the Jags game, but even like when I was checking the scores, I just wasn't, that game was already crossed off my list. And then head back after the game, throw on, I'm like 21-all? What? So they got that done. Good on Dak for making that happen. And the Cowboys now 5-5-1. I mean, right in the middle of it, you knew they were going to have a big win, like where they weren't a favorite. That's the one. And as far as Philly goes, dude, I mean, we can talk about the tush push, whatever. Saquon Barkley last year had a historic season. And now with most of the same personnel, they can't run the football.
Yeah.
And then you add in up and down performances by Jalen Hurts. Doesn't sound like, Brown has been choked all season long. There's just a lot of things that don't seem to be clicking right now for the Philadelphia Eagles. And listen, they're still a really good team. They'll be in the playoffs. They'll win that division. We shouldn't, don't write them off. Don't get ahead of yourselves. But I'll tell you what, that does not look like a real Super Bowl contender right now.
Do you think that team's going to beat the Rams? No way.
And think about the Rams-Eagles game earlier this year. That was the miracle for Philly. They were down 19 points in the second half. Hurts sort of exploded. They had a couple long passes. They got back in, but it was 2 blocked field goals. It was the difference in the game. And then, of course, the cover on the last play of the game with the blocked field goal going back is probably the worst beat of the season. It'll be tough to beat. But yeah, I mean, and the Rams for their part.
The Rams were the team that gave the Eagles the best push in the playoffs last year too, right? So
absolutely. They are right there with that team. And I think the next time they get them, the Rams will be the team that I'll be on.
Well, the Rams, watching them last night, look, it's the Bucs. It's a banged up Bucs team. I get it. But Matthew Stafford was brilliant at the beginning of that game. Pretty much put it out of reach by halftime. I thought he was outstanding. When he's got Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua, and then if you need to dial up a running game, they can do that. But the Rams defense is outstanding as well, man. Like, the Rams, as of this point, have to be the Super Bowl favorite, do they not?
Certainly in the NFC. And actually, yeah, I would say it right now. I mean, be interesting. Do you have any futures up right now?
I'm looking it up to see, because we're still in the middle of a week, right? There's still one more game to go. So let me take a quick peek here. I don't know if we would have any of these outrights.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. So the Rams are now plus 415. The Eagles are plus 645. Then you get the Chiefs, the Colts, the Seahawks, the Lions.
How funny is that? The Chiefs are the 3rd shortest number on the board to win the Super Bowl right now.
They're 10th in the conference right now.
But yeah, I mean, you kind of look at where the Colts are. I mean, the Ravens, the Bills coming off that loss. Just a huge group of teams, though, in the low teens, like anywhere from sort of 10 to 15 to 1. But yeah, Rams and Eagles, the shortest numbers. The Rams, listen, they were number 1 on the power poll last week. They will stay number 1 on the power poll this week. And Matthew Stafford looks like he's going to be receiving an MVP trophy as well at the end of the year.
The award for most valuable player right now, the MVP odds, Stafford is now minus 213.
Wow.
Drake Mays plus 215, and then there's like nobody else. Jonathan Taylor, 1950. Josh Allen, 2225. Mahomes, 2275. Then it's all the way down to 43 to 1 to JSN. So Matthew Stafford, pretty heavy favorite right now. And if it comes down to him and Drake May, Matthew Stafford's going to win this award. So
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Listen, May is listen, he's having a great season. The Patriots, I think, are in some ways he's going to be the victim. People were not going to really believe this team till we get to the playoffs because of how soft their schedule's been. But they have had a couple big games, particularly the one in Buffalo against the Bills. And now, what the Patriots are, 10-2?
yeah,
I think they've got a bye week coming up. So they're in a great spot. And the Bills, 7-4. So, I mean, they've won 3 more games right now. 3 more games. They're in a very, very nice situation. And, of course, Baltimore now, first place in the AFC North. They were 1-5. They finally got to plus money to win the division, and it took all of 5 weeks, 5 straight wins. And there they are. Cincinnati and Cleveland done at 3-8, and it'll be a 2-horse race. Baltimore and Pittsburgh. Listen, that is a costly loss for the Steelers.
Oh yeah, that hurts.
That was a game I think you had to feel like they had. Caleb Williams wasn't particularly good in that game. And that Steeler defense, which at times has looked so good, got sort of carved up, and it wasn't like Caleb. I mean, Swift had a nice game. Wow. And then Sunday, the Steelers hosting a pissed off Bills team. This might be the year. Steelers are 6-5. Do they have a winning record? Let's see. Bills at Ravens.
Huge game.
Home to the Dolphins. They should win that. At the Lions. At the Browns. Home to the Ravens. This might be the year.
You're going to have to take one of those two from the Ravens for sure if you're going to.
Oh,
yeah,
absolutely. I don't like their chances against Buffalo. I don't like their chances against Detroit. And to be honest, on the road against that Cleveland defense, I'm not putting that down as an automatic.
Yeah, that's not automatic dub either. I would agree with you on that one. What about this Monday Nighter, Huss? Let's put something together. What I've already got up today, some EST specials already locked and loaded. I got a McCaffrey anytime touchdown and Tet McMillan over 62.5 receiving yards. That was our early bird bet at plus 122. And then I boosted George Kittle, his 4.5 number from minus 139 to minus 111. That's my play of the day. So you can find both of those up on the specials page. What's the feeling? What's the vibe you got for this Monday Nighter? What do you think?
Well, Carolina has been one of the hardest teams to figure out all year. I mean, they had that terrible start. And then remember, you know that Carolina is 500? They have been a team, and Bryce Young has been completely Jekyll and Hyde. He's had 100
amazing
passing yards
weeks.
in a bunch of game, and then he goes for 448. Check out Bryce Young's game log for passing yards.
Let me get it up. I'm looking at the Panthers schedule right now. Hang on. All right, let's see. Bryce Young game log. Here we go. This is Bryce Young so far this season. All right, so last week, 448 yards, 3 touchdowns on 45 pass attempts. Prior to that, 124, 102, 138, 199, 198, 150, 121, 328 on 55 pass attempts, 3 touchdowns in that game. And then 154 yards as well. He's thrown for 3 touchdowns 3 times so far this season. But yeah, that was a big one. That
200-yard games.
Nothing
in between 2 and 300.
Yeah, he's got 1 over 300, another one over 400, everything else under 200. And before throwing for 3 touchdowns against Atlanta, he threw for 0 and 124 yards against the Saints at home. So it's a little hit and miss. I think that's safe to say.
Just thinking about this, San Fran's getting healthier right now. Kyle Shanahan, I think, has done a brilliant job at keeping this team sort of in it while they dealt with all of these injuries. I got a hard time not thinking that we're not going to see the best of the Niners tonight. And I mean, the Niners are 7-4, despite everything that they've been that's been thrown at them. Obviously, McCaffrey's been a big, big part of that. But they win this game, and they're a half game back of the Seahawks. Going into, I believe their bye is next week.
There are final 4 byes next week. Carolina, New England, the Giants, and the Niners.
Okay. Yeah. That's a nice bye week. If you can get to, you get through your first 12 games and then get the bye, and the bye happens to be Thanksgiving weekend. Pretty nice spot for those teams. But they'll be, and that's the thing. If you look at the NFC playoffs, it's highly likely that 3 teams from the West are getting in. And that's actually where it is right now. Both the Seahawks and the Niners are in playoff positions right now. Detroit's the first team behind. And the Lions and the Packers play again later this season, do they not?
Yeah. They play second last game of the year, I think. And then the Lions wrap against
Thursday.
This Thursday?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought
Packers
they played
Lions on Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah, Thanksgiving. Yeah, that's right.
So that is like Detroit.
Oh, they play the Vikings the second last week of the year, and then the Bears. I knew they wrapped against the Bears.
Yeah, because, if you look at where Detroit is right now, if the Packers were to win that game, they'd get to 8-3-1, and Detroit would be 7-6. So on account of that insane tie that they had,
yeah,
they're basically 3 games up on the Lions. And I mean that game, the Lions are at home on Thursday. I like the Lions against Green Bay in that game. Me too.
The Lions go Packers, then they're home against the Cowboys. Tough one against the Rams. That's in LA. Then home against the Steelers, at the Vikings, and at the Bears to wrap the year. So, with a game against the Packers, game against the Bears, a little bit of destiny in their own hands here if they can take care of business against the Cowboys and Steelers. So
yeah, no doubt.
Hey, what's your favorite play tonight, Hustle? You're on you like the Niners, but what else you like?
Yeah, what's Bryce Young's rushing prop for the game?
Bryce Young rushing prop. Let's see here, 6.5, buddy.
Ooh, I don't mind a little bit of that. It's basically one play for him.
Like one scramble, yeah.
McCaffrey rushing and receiving. He's always a fun guy to bet. What's his rushing number just on its own?
His rushing number on its own is at 69.5. And his receiving number, I was looking at a little bit earlier. I think it's like 40. Where is it here? 44.5.
Sort of like both of those. I think it's going to be a big time. Although I love your Kittle pick.
Yeah, 5 catches for Kittle isn't too crazy. I was looking. He's caught 27 of the 30 balls thrown in his direction, including all 15 targets the last 2 weeks. So, for him to get 5 catches tonight, I think that's rather reasonable. I think that's a pretty safe play.
Definitely. I like him for an anytime touchdown too.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. What do you think about a Kittle touchdown? So let's say
a Kittle touchdown tonight.
So we go Young over 6.5 rushing yards, Kittle touchdown, and then I can try to put the Russian receiving. Do you just want to put that in there, like
either
all the
that,
McCaffrey yards? Go with,
or let's just go with what do you like better, the rushing or the receiving?
I think. I like both of them. I don't know. I think. Probably the rushing. It's only 70 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's do
I think we go with the rushing number. We look at San Fran player stats. Let's check out.
What did I say? What did I say it was? 69.5.
Well, you know what? He hasn't hit that. He's very much due for that. He had 69 last week against Seattle. 55, 52, 49, 57, 54, 129. What about his receiving yards? You know what? Maybe this receiving number is better. Like, he's had more receiving yards in 4 of his last 5 games that he has rushing.
Well, and on the season, he's got 732 receiving yards, 707 rushing yards. And the numbers drastically, because what did I say, it was 44.5?
Yeah.
So, yeah, in his last 5 games, you're looking at 40, 66, 67, 43, 72. In fact,
he's covered that 7 in a row.
Not 44.5.
Yes, is the receiving yards in his last 7 games: 72, 57, 82, 92, 88, 52, 73.
You're looking back to the beginning of the year. That's how he started with.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah, no, he's only not covered it twice all season. So let's go receiving yards.
Yeah, all right.
Let's throw the receiving yards in. Okay, so we'll throw the CMC receiving at 44.5. Okay, Jets, Huss. Tell me what's up with the Winnipeg Jets. We have about 3 minutes left here. What's going on there?
What's going on is that they are not playing 60 minutes of the kind of brand of hockey that you need to beat good teams in the NHL. The game on Friday was an awesome game against Carolina. Back and forth. Jets, it wasn't like they didn't show up or didn't play well. But, man, both of these games on the weekend, they gave up shorthanded goals where, to be honest, the power play was a little slow getting back. The one on Friday was a tap-in on a rebound. And yesterday was Brock Faber, a defenseman, beating guys up the ice and scoring a goal. So I know Scott Arniel's not happy about that. We can talk about the goaltending, but they got shut out. I mean, they've been shut out 3 times this year. So they're still trying to find that mix below the top line. Taves is kind of cool right now. Cole Perfetti hasn't had a lot going on since he returned to the lineup. And they've sort of mixed around that Andrew Lowry line, trying to get some other guys going. So not a great start to the period of time without Connor Hellebuck. And then the team goes on the road. We'll probably see Thomas Milic make his NHL debut in one of these upcoming games. They go Washington Friday afternoon against Carolina, and then Saturday in Nashville, which likely will be the kids' first start, but we will see. So, listen, not in a great spot, not playing well. I mean, this last 10 games, they've 3-7, which, I mean, not even close to good enough. So they got to find a way to win some hockey games right now. By the way, a nice win for the Oil on the weekend. You guys needed that.
Yeah, they had to have it, like, to wrap up the road trip 3-3-1, to beat Florida, to chase Bobrovsky. Florida was severely banged up. But still, I mean, the Oilers had to wrap up that road trip at 500. So that was
gotta get it.
Big win. Looked like they had some fire in their belly. What's coming up on WST today, buddy?
Well, a lot of freaking out, I'm sure, in the chat over the weekend for the Jets. We will be talking about a bunch of other NHL stories as well with John Mattis from The Score. Ken Weeb's going to jump on with us. And then pretty sad news. I'm not sure if I want to mention this, but Valor FC shutting it down in the CPL. And there's many different viewpoints on why this happened, how this team was sort of set up to fail, not having the support. So Taylor Allen from the Freeps going to join us. We'll talk a little bit about that and, whether there's a possibility that the pro soccer will return to Winnipeg in the CPL in the future.
Good stuff, buddy. Thanks for connecting from Remus's place. Say hi to the CTO, and we'll chat with you tomorrow.
The CTO says hi. Have a good one. Yeah, we'll catch you tomorrow on the Lock Shop.
There you go. That is Huss from Winnipeg Sports Talk. He'll be up on the WST channel in about 5 minutes. So I did send that over. So this is everything we would need to hit tonight to hit everything. Okay, we got the early bird bet. Christian McCaffrey touchdown. McMillan over 62.5 receiving yards. We've got Dusty's play of the day. George Kittle over 4.5 receptions, minus 111. And then I just sent it over. Bryce Young over 6.5 rushing yards. Kittle anytime touchdown. McCaffrey over 44.5 receiving yards. Like, it doesn't, I know it sounds, I'm not using my game sense here. It doesn't sound like it. But I also don't think it's crazy to see a football game where McCaffrey has a touchdown and over 44.5 receiving yards. I got a Niners fan sitting right here. That Kittle has 5 catches and a touchdown. That doesn't seem crazy. And then Ted McMillan has 63 receiving yards and Bryce Young rushes for 7 yards. I like what we got going tonight. Hey, your Niners, what do you think?
That's very similar to a screw it, let's do it.
Oh, is it all? You guys got that? Screw it, do it. Okay, there we go. Well, that'll pop up too. God, we got so many EST specials. Jay's play of the day will be still to come as well. That is going to do it for the Lock Shop today. Brought to you by Play Alberta. Download the Play Alberta app today, or go to playalberta.ca. Click on EST specials. Coming up next, we'll have the oil stream as the Edmonton Oilers get a win to wrap up the road trip. When is Ryan Nugent-Hopkins going to return? We'll get into a bunch of different stuff today on the oil stream. So turn on autoplay over on YouTube if you wish. What a Lock Shop today. Straight fire for 20 minutes off the top with Matthew Iwanek and myself and Glue Guy. Fun times to be had for sure. The grandest Duck Dad hasn't been sent in yet, I don't think. When's that one going to go up? Yeah, that'll be in there too on the EST specials page. Curious to see what other sports they mix in here. DJ and Den kind of goes all over the map, but we'll see where that one pans out. All right, oil stream coming up in less than 3 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Thank you very much for watching or listening to Lock Shop. Best of luck if you're riding with us tonight, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.